when I was a kid, I was already loving this concerto and listening to it. And I remember I really wanted to play it when I was not ready to play it as a student yet. I kept asking my teacher. And I think I first started when I was maybe 9 or 10 just to try to learn it. This is a piece that every violinist plays, usually quite young when we learn this. And then a little bit later on we realize the intricacies and the real finer points of it, and how actually quite difficult it is to make it a wonderful performance, because in some ways, like Mozart, it needs that sense of everything being natural and in the right place, and the timing you take and the phrasing, everything should seem natural, should seem like there's no other way. It's very nice to work closely with an orchestra on this piece because it's so delicate and so fine. So it's a great piece to do with the Karajan-Academy orchestra, because you can really get into details with the academists about phrasing, about sound, about character and such, in a way that maybe a big show-off concerto like a Paganini concerto or Vinyovsky or something wouldn't allow for quite the same communication and working together to come up with an interpretation. I feel like I can do things spontaneously in the solo part, and that the orchestra will be there because they're really listening and they're really paying attention to that. Since a couple of years I've been teaching a couple of violin students. You know, it's a luxury to be able to work with students who are at that high level, who are already out there playing professionally, have won, you know, big international prizes, and so they're just at the very end of their studies. And so you can immediately get down to really detailed work and real points of finer points about interpretation, about technique. And you know, they're also playing often in the Berliner Philharmoniker as part of the Academy program and playing programs with us. So I'm in the lessons talking to them a lot about the qualities we look for in the orchestra in the Berliner Philharmoniker, things about sound, about phrasing, about interpretations. You know, it's also great that they have this community among themselves of academists, and they play projects like this as an orchestra, but also chamber music projects and such, because they're having this communication, this collaboration with each other, which of course is very important for what comes next professionally, because a lot of them will probably end up working together in a professional setting as well, and these connections they make now are ones that will stay for the rest of their career.